That shows your tips. Daggy Beaver back with a midweek preview. We got Kenzo and Lakeside to get stuck into. I just publicly apologise, first of all, for ever tipping Mwanga in any forum again. And we will all move on with the less being said, the better on my part in regards to that. How'd you go, Beaver?
I think I got that one right with you, mate.
Yeah, you did. At least one of us
Um,
as well.
if I vaguely remember, I might have tipped the winner actually, Fangirl.
Probably.
Yeah, so I thought that was a good price. Obvious choice given the form of chasing Animo. So that stacked up and was a great form line. Cylinder fell in. Bright side was outstanding. I said the price was pretty good given the quality of the field, and Bright side made him look pretty second rate.
Yes, that was quite an easy watch. Everything you've pretty much mentioned there. So not much more to add. We've got the San Domingo Stakes this week, which we'll be back to preview on Friday. Hopefully Friday lunchtime, if that suits you, Beaver. I can pop around
Sounds
and
good,
do
mate.
that. But until then, we've got two pretty good cards from Kenzo and Sandown-Lakeside to get into, where we're going to kick off in Sydney at the Randwick Kensington track. The rail's in the 5 metre mark. Some overnight rain means it's soft, but I think that'll dry out as the afternoon goes on and play pretty well throughout the day. Let's kick off with a good race, one of the better races on the day. 1100 metre maiden for the 3-year-olds. In fact, no, just 1100 metre maiden. And I think there's a bit of talent here, Beaver. What's caught your eye, though?
Yeah, there does look to be a little bit of talent here. I think you're right. I have settled on the blue colours. They just seem to get these horses up and running quickly, particularly off the back of the trials. A couple of good early trials, and then put the foot to the floor last trial and won quite nicely at Kembla. There was a lot to like about that trial. Very nice Exceedness Excel filly here. I think it can run well, and I expect it to go close. But there's some other good first starters. Had a couple of starts and shown a little bit of ability. But that's my on topper.
Yeah, I've ended up going the same way, and there's not, in terms of price, there's not much to give away there. But I loved both the trials of Lost. Went away, trialled beautifully. Jockey barely moved on both occasions, hit the line well. From Macarena, who did the same, found line really impressively both trials, and a fantastic mid-trial prep from Nadal, next best. So I think there's plenty of talent. Hard for me to really steam in and be keen, but I do think a couple of these might end up in some stronger stuff as we get into spring. The second is a 1300 metre maiden, and I've stuck here with Carrazana. I thought both hit and suspect. Ran pretty well. Both had similar runs and ran well on debut. I think the step up in trip probably suits Carrazana better. Did start favourite in that. Now gets Nash on board in a stalking role. It's on top for me. From suspect, main danger. Get who does have J-Max stick. And yeah, that's about it for me. I think you can still play around both of them at an each way price and get a result on this race. What have you made of this?
Yeah, one of my fancies in Ducassy's been scratched. So that left me with Unique Ambition, the resumer from the Sargent stable. I thought its only run was pretty good behind Tannhauser, who's got some ability.
Yeah.
Started hundreds in that and didn't disappoint. That was a very, very good run. Put straight out after that, so I'm expecting developed a bit since then, and I think it can run really, really well in what looks to be a very open field here with 5 or 6 good chances.
Yeah, again, another good race. The third is a 1550 benchmark 72. You like the favourite here?
Yeah, I do like the favourite here. It's got the right combination, Baker McDonald, drawn perfectly here, and up a bit in weight on its last start win, but it was in much better company than this, and it's been racing in better races than this on weekend form. I think it's going to be super hard to beat here. I thought the danger could be Scantoon from the Beg stable coming back from Melbourne. Probably will take up front running here or on the pace. Might be the hardest to catch, but the favourite will sit behind it, stalk it, and I expect J-Mac to get this one home.
I had it. There's lots and lots of ticks for Amor Victorious. Very strong win on a Saturday, dropping back in grade, gets J-Mac. And as you said, going to get an on-pace spot. Could even lead if it has to here. Easily my best of the day so I won't add much more. I had a friend of the show, John, message me and tell it's later the day. He was keen on Scantoon. If I was going to point out a danger, I thought maybe DiMaggio finally drawing a gate with Nash could be the slingshot horse, but I can't imagine there'd be too many dangers here to this favourite. The fourth is a 1250 benchmark 72, and I am with the market again here. I've liked what Boston Rocks has done both times at Wyong. Looks a nice horse. Plenty of upsides, going to get control of this race and comes to town at the right time. I think runs well. From Undivided, who was stuck wide and was very brave in that midway, now comes back to midweek grade and gets an inside gate again. I think runs well as the main danger. Cheerful Legend resumes here, was saved from Saturday. Probably wants it dry, but did trial well again, as my concern was with it on Saturday. Has to get out of trouble from an inside gate and possibly being back last. But I think this might be a progressive horse, Beaver.
Yeah, it could be. Hard to knock, but I'm going Undivided.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good price, and this race sets up really nicely for it. Won its first start at the farm, which was good when there was a bit of sting out of the ground. Then its run in the midway was pretty good. It was well fancied in that market. Chased Hard to Say and some other reasonable horses. It didn't have a lot of luck, as you said. It was caught wide and was very brave in that, and they expected it to run well in that. So could have finished closer there. I think this gate four is perfect. It can get to where it wants in the running, and I'm keen it can run well.
Awesome. 1400 metre benchmark 72 is next. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I wasn't keen on this race at all. Found it really hard to get a line on some of these. I've ended up going for the up and running third up winning form of Convincibility. Just thought it comes to town now. Its wins in the Taree and Coffs have been full of merits, raced on the speed and has blown them away in that. Again, doesn't mind a little bit of sting out of the ground and might be just a little bit of a different form line here. Got it on top. Thought the main danger would be the top weight Regal Pom. Been racing again in better company, and this bit more fitness here and gets the 3 kilo claim.
I'm going with Strombus. I liked its win here a couple back. I liked its run when it was pretty brave there chasing Anagan, not far off Anagan and Bella Rouge. Gets J-Mac. O'Shea's stable has found a bit of form now, and it is on top from me. I had a few looks here at Postwick, actually. First up, second prep in Oz at the price. I can't really say it enthused me, those few looks I had, but I went looking for it. I wanted to find Regal Pommet as the main danger, but the Annabelle Neesham stable's going horrible at the moment. They're going awful. Just about everything saddled up didn't make it to the bend on Saturday.
Yeah.
And a few of them had lovely runs. But, yeah, I can't back anything out of that stable till something changes there. So that's the way. I'm going to stick with those guns until I see otherwise. The 6 is an 1150 metre benchmark 72, and this is a rematch of what we saw a couple of weeks ago. And the winner of that was pretty soft and impressive, unfortunately, out of the Annabelle Neesham stable. Secaution. So very quickly, I'm going to have egg on my face and actually tip it on top. So I'm a bit nervous about it because of what I've said. But I thought that was the best run out of that race. By the time I get to race day, though, I might just look for different form lines. And the two thoughts I had were both Pink Cashmere, who was perhaps a little disappointing, but did trial well and was okay first up, and Glacier Queen, both coming through different forms. Depending how the day pans out, I might end up backing them for the best results. Only other thought I had was Miss Kajiki when I saw it at 40s was a silly price, but we'll see what the gut feels is come race time. What have you found here?
Yeah, I've gone for Pink Baroque. I think it can run really well. I like that it's third up today. Won first up, went to better company, second up, and wanted to face a little bit of the second up syndrome there. But was 4 lengths behind Ivan's Hero, who's flying at the moment. He came out and ran second again on the weekend with a very nice run. That's a good form line for me. Yeah, I wasn't convinced at the price on the favourite. So I thought the $5 played a little bit nicer value there, but I also thought you're right, Pink Cashmere can run well as well. But Pink Baroque on topic, it'll be in the finish.
Yeah, good call. The 7th is 1,000 metre benchmark 72. Looks a match race to me. Which way have you split them?
I thought it looked a match race as well. I did go for Biographer purely because it's up and going, and I do like the form behind that Dark Kirby Sun. Horses with that form line are going quite well at the moment, and that was a really nice run there. It's lightly raced and it's got the inside draws, so I think it might just, if there's a bit of luck in running here, it might get it, and that might be the factor that decides who wins this race.
It's the way I've gone as well. Similar reasons. I think it's going to get a better run from gate one for Jean Van Overme. And just, I think it's tricky for Disney to sit outside lead there for King and run too much better than it. So I've gone the same way as you to finish the day with Biographer. For progetracing.com.au, I'm going to make race 3, number 4, Amor Victorious, my best. And my value, race 2, number 3, Carrazana. What have you found, Beaver?
Yeah, I've gone for race 3, number 4, Amor Victorious as my best on the day as well. And I've gone for race 4, number 9, Undivided as my value. I think if you get over $5, that's great value.
Beauty. Let's head down to the Lakeside track where, again, not a bad little card for us to get through. Again, a soft 6, but that should dry out. We've got the rail in a 9-metre mark. A little scared you don't want to be too far from the rail, but we'll monitor that throughout the afternoon. We're going to kick off with 3-year-old maiden over the 1,500 metres, and I am essentially in market order because I couldn't find anything to really win outside the market, to be honest. Fang It on top was okay first up, hit the line well enough, extra distance suits, and there's not a lot else here. Perhaps the top weight here, Acro Teary, who you didn't mind first up, if memory serves me correct, might be over the odds at the $12.
Yeah, look, interesting race actually. To get a guide on here, I have stuck with Fang It. It was pretty good, I think, first up, and that experience will go a long way for it to run well in this. Goes out an extra 100 metres here. I think it sets up quite nicely. I do think Cat Deal can run really well as well. It obviously gets over further ground, but it had a bit of form around it last time and was always quite firm in the market in a lot of those races. Interestingly, it's gone from the Queensland down to Melbourne, so that's a good pointer for me. So I think it can run well and may have progressed this time in. So keen watch on it, but sticking with the favourite here.
Awesome. The second is a 1,300 metre maiden. Who have you got on top here?
I've gone for the blue colours. Potter Pines. Some good natural improvement at its second start at Bendigo over the 1,100 there. That was a really nice run. It was long odds in the market and showed that it has some ability after its first up didn't do much. Hit the line well there. I expect this is going to have come on in since that run, and I think it can run really well around the $5 mark in a very, very open race.
Yes, it is on top for me too. I like that it sucked along behind the stablemate last time out, but it was pretty good. Ollie sticks. I think the up in distance suits, or the run over 1,300 metre with a softer gate, I should say, suits. And it is on top for me too. Well named there. Just noticed out of Night Garden, so that explains the name for those that know. Danger here. I like the trials of Mad Max going in. Was perhaps a little flat first up there, but extra distance again, being a Savabeel should help out. Give it maybe one more chance. The third is a 15.
Yeah, I think Mad Max is a good chance. Actually, you're right. Was fancy at that first start and had trialled well since coming from New Zealand. So, I think you're right. That race experience could count for a lot, and certainly a watch on it.
Beauty. The third is a 1550 benchmark 64. And again, I've got it down to a match race, but I'm not quite sure which way to go. Slightly leaning to Brazen Kingdom, having seen the track and unfurling a lovely sprint last time out for a stable going really well, but terrified of Poison Chalice, who's going to get the lovely run leaders back and was very impressive when it found the hole last time out. Just where it gets to the run might be the slight concern if it's further than a couple back. Beaver, what do you think?
I've gone Poison Chalice. Liked the run, liked the win, liked the trainer, liked the setup. I think it can run really well here, and I think might be even some improvement in that. But you're right, doesn't want to get too far back. Interesting to see how the track is playing at this point.
Yeah, that's probably going to decide exactly how I play there. The fourth is a 1400 metre benchmark 70, where I've come up with, well, I think Versailles is the best horse in the race, coming back from Saturday grade. The format of that race has been reasonable enough. Jamie Curran suggests it's probably going to end up outside lead. And if that's not a bad place to be, I think she can get back to the winner's stall. If the rail is the place to be, I'm actually going to have something, maybe even one to win a couple times the place on Amor, who's got the claim going really well. And if the rail's hot, should have sole lead here in his 20s. So around $4 or $5 a place might be worth something there. A few of these aren't going that well, but I assume you're about to tip Magic Chloe.
Why not? Sticking with the Pruska Bates combination here, flying this horse. Only had the 6 starts, couple of wins, 3 placings. Ultra consistent, good run first up at Morpheville. Really came home hard there. And that was a good run, carrying the 60 kilos, so the weight's no problem. Again, it's probably going to settle back a bit, but getting out to the 1400 here suits, and this is a real open race. I thought the main danger was Electric Impulse. Was good last preparation, only had the 2 starts, and they were good runs. Again, lightly raced and has been around the money in all of those.
Awesome. The fifth is the staying contest, 2400 metre benchmark 64. What have you done here?
Yeah, look, this is a tough race. I wasn't quite sure where to actually turn here. I ended up just going for a bit of value here and went for Mornington Mask. I just thought some of its runs recently, it's been around the mark here, like some of the horses it's raced against, like the likes of Matthew. Again, not overly keen on this race, so I was just looking for a little bit of value. The 3 kilo claim gets in 52, nothing on its back. Anything can win this.
I'm with Barmer Owl here. I thought the last run was pretty good over the track and distance, and actually it was on hillside track. But over the distance, being half a length off Pacino is pretty much as good a midweek staying form as you're going to find. So
It is.
I had it on top, and that was the way I was going. It was actually a bit of a better price, and I've lost a few today, but it was around $6 when I was doing the form. From Fireglow 2, who was impressive, but will get back and have to unleash a big turn of foot again. But with Mickey D, is capable of doing that. 2 main chances for me there again. The 6 is a benchmark 70 over the 2100 this time, and I thought Hard Squeeze looked obvious here. Bit of a claim for Logan McNeil. Gets a really nice run and comes through chasing Botany. That form has held up well with Awesome Wonder. Running well again since, as has the winner of that race. Before that, won well at Lakeside over the track and distance again. So on top for me, and I'm fairly keen. I don't have a lot of time for the rest of these, to be honest.
I'm with you.
Cool.
I don't have a lot of time for the rest of them either. And Hard Squeeze, I'm just sort of, again, I thought around the $5 mark, really good value in this. Form lines are good, super consistent here of recent times, handles the distance and the track. I think it can run really well. It'll finish in the top 3, just where not, hopefully it's first, but you get your money back anyway. But I'm keen on it.
Awesome. That makes 2 of us. The 7th is a 1200 metre benchmark 70. What are you keen on here?
Yeah, I think the favourite looks the standout pick here in Mews. It's first up run after a long layoff, and that was very, very good. Took care of that field pretty convincingly there. I think they think this might have a little bit of ability. It's only had the 5 starts for a couple of wins, and I expect it to regress on to better things than this, and it's clear on top for me.
Yeah, same. Great resumption, gets the same run. Can probably either lead or get leaders back. Mark's R is on, and it'll win. I'd only be making some shit up if I was going to even talk about any of the horses here. So
Yep.
this has some
Well, you don't
ability.
mind doing that, so
Exactly, but
surprised you haven't.
we'll keep it brief for now. The 8th, I know you got somewhere to be. The 8th is a 1300 metre 64, and I'm sticking with blue colours again. With my big concern, and we'll know by the last, is how the track's playing. But unfurled a nice turn of foot here. I think it's got upside. I think the extra distance suits again. Ollie's stuck, and I'm going to stick, but I want to see coming down the middle of the track by now. It's on top for me. I thought if we're looking for one at a price here that could resume, a bit short of its best, but I thought Samaday is a bit of a talented horse at this grade, and might be another one you can take at about $4 or $5 a place there that can run to a hole fresh. The rest of these are what they are. Spent a bit of time looking for Speak Now, but I didn't really like the trials, to be honest. You'd think Linda Meaches and the Waterhouse runner at Sandown would have caught my eye, but yeah, didn't go with it. What have you got?
Yeah, I've gone the same way. I narrowed it down to two. I did have Flycatcher on top and thought there was plenty to like about it. It's only start and its win. As you said, Ollie sticks. That's good. You do want to see him running on at this point because it is gate 11, so it is probably going to go back. So that's a key thing to look out by this time of the day. If it looks too challenging under those conditions, I think that the knockout horse here is number 8, Kimberly Pearl. Now third up, first 2 runs have been good, and I think it could be the main danger to Flycatcher. So keep an eye out on that. That's the way I'd be playing that. Backing Fly, saving on the other.
Brilliant. To who you're backing is your best of the day and your value for progretracing.com.au.
Yeah, my best of the day is race 7, number 9, Views. And my value bet is race 6, number 2. If you can get the $5 hard squeeze now, I think that's great value.
Good call. I'm with you in regards both. Race 7, number 9 Mews is my best. I make my value race 5, number 9 Barmer Al, but I think the price for hard squeeze is well and truly worth taking at the moment. As you said, if you can get an each way crack at it. Anything happening at the sunny coast today?
There's a couple up the sunny coast today, which I'll try to put the fans on. Race 2, number 1 Borelli, first starter. I think it's going to be super hard to beat. And then moving my other ones up to later in the day, I think race 5, number 2 Holstein. I think it's going well. And then my other horse that I did like was race 6, number 9 Radiant Rami. I think it can continue on its merry way.
Beautiful. This has been Show Us Your Tips. Check out progretracing.com.au and subscribe there to get our Saturday show into your inbox every Friday afternoon. And obviously subscribe to us on YouTube. We're on Spotify under Show Us Your Tips as well if you want to listen in the car. Good punting this afternoon, guys. We're back for San Domenico Stakes Day this weekend. Thanks, Beaver.
You're welcome, Matt.
Catch you later.
Ciao for now.